Okay, well, hello, good evening, everybody. 11 o'clock my time. I know you guys, it's just afternoon in America. For some of you guys here in the evening in UK, it's great and lovely to have you all on board to this training. I'm excited. Hello, Sahir there as well. I'm super excited here to share with you the information. Hello, everybody. It's fantastic to have you on call. I hope you have your pen and paper ready so that you can make notes. Important, I'm making notes all the time. So let's get into this training. Welcome to the Social Media Prospecting and Sharing Guide. Understand you're already on your phone most of the day. Why not getting paid for? So there's a few simple skills we want to learn. We want to teach you what you have to do. We want to talk about the ATM strategy, how you can build your business in 1 hour a day. That is what we're going to talk about today, because I know you're all busy. Everybody is busy. We're all busy with our lives. So I have created for you a guide, which you're all gonna receive, which has basically everything in there, what you need to get your business started from the beginning, of course, to the end, so that you don't feel like, oh, I cannot do this. Yes, you can do that if you are willing to do this, if you have a desire, if you have a goal, if you have a burning desire, as we always say. So that's what we're going to do here. Now, when we just think about some crazy facts actually in today's screen-based lifestyle, we just have been put behind the screen, everybody all around the world. Well, 11 hours a day, they say, 6 minutes we spend in front of a screen. Yes, my eyes are already getting sort of like flimmery. The social sharing economy, from sharing things online, recommending stuff online, is already exceeding 1 billion every single day. Can you imagine? 1 billion. Now Nike has more than 110 million Instagram followers. I think Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson has 150 million Instagram followers. What does it mean? Well, they're sharing a products and services, or make an, let's say, put a t-shirt on from a company, or of course in case of Nike, and of course Nike is increasing their sales. What we of course here do with Utopian Global, we have an amazing business which you can do literally from the palm of your hand, from your phone. And so we are living in 2020. The world has changed, and most certainly that is. So now it's easier, better than ever before to do business. In fact, just when we look at the statistics, as everybody is constrained at home, cannot go out, businesses are slowly getting back, but many businesses are not going to back. They're going to be closed. So we have the opportunity, the perfect opportunity. Now, I tell you right now, never before in the whole history of network marketing, there has been more momentum, more growth than it is right now, here and today. Why? Because, well, people are having to think of plan B. They don't have their job already, or they're living, of course, on, that paycheck they still may get until a certain time, but their business is really closed, or they don't have this job, whatever it's happening. But this is a worldwide phenomenon to everybody, no matter in which country you are living. So people have to, just the last few months, realized, I got to do something. And people are more open than ever before, but we have to reach out to them. We don't have our shop open, if we are not actually out there and talking to people, well, they're never going to find us. And this is why we got to understand the difference between marketing versus prospecting, which there is a difference, because marketing, of course, is really excellent. It's a great to reach out to people. You make posts, you make videos, you make all the stuff. You maybe buy ads, you maybe do an ad and you pay for doing that ad. But On the other hand, prospecting is your money making activity. This should be part of your daily method of operation. This is key because if you are not reaching out on a daily basis to people, you don't have, of course, people flooding to your inbox. And this is why I'm going to teach you the ATM system, how to build this business online and how to do it in 1 power hour a day. 1 power hour a day. So the ATM system, getting started in a new business, of course, we understand, usually it's time consuming, it's challenging, it's hard, especially when we do start part-time. I mean, Dr. Blue, his wife, Lachelle, is here on the call. She's having the baby in the hand, you know, beautiful Isabella. And of course, yet she is attending here the business. So we have, of course, busy lives. And we got to make it as simple and as duplicatable as possible. Because one of the biggest rejections people have, well, oh, Claudia, I can't really do what you are doing, spending so many time or so much time, of course, doing a presentation. No, you don't have to. 1 hour a day, we're going to show you how to do, how this is working. Now, of course, in order to make extra money or even a lot of money extra, and there's no income tap, what you can, I mean, there's really no tap. You can do as much money you want to do with this if you take this serious, if you put focus, if you put intention into it. But it does require that you learn some skills, some basic skills. You get better over time. You got to have some basic training. You get better over time. So this is one of the things I advise I can give you. Like, of course, it's, you know, I always say, like, ignorance on fire is great. Eventually, you got to learn some skills, and we're going to teach that. And this is why it's important to plug into the system. Now, in order, of course, to make a really, really amazing income, you know, for me, of course, it took some time because I didn't have all those tools available. You see, when I had to travel to places, I mean, I was speaking this morning, sometimes I would travel to a home meetings as far as 3 hours, to then do a home meeting for 2 or 3 hours and to drive back. And I would drive back in the middle of the night. We don't need to do that anymore. I have so much more time available right now to do things because I'm doing it online, which is really amazing. But usually, of course, the old way of how we were building it, it would take you years and years to learn perfect the skills. But right now, because of the power of social media, because what we have at our fingertips, we can shorten that learning curve so much faster, of course. So with that, I'm going to show you the ATM system. And why does this ATM system work, or what does it actually stand for? Ad tag messaging. We use a Facebook group, we add people to the group, we tag them to a specific post video, we want to see them, and then after we open a group chat message with our upline, and we introduce, and I have all the text for you how this works, so that we are actually now doing the closing and the follow-up, and with the help of our upline. So we don't need to hang in endless freeway calls and whatnot, and then you don't find the phone number, or the call drops because it's not clear, or the other one, the other person, on the line is dropping in and out. No, we have a messenger, very, very simple. So the system works because it allows you to leverage the tools of other people, other people's stories, other people's results, automate the exposure, duplicate the strategy with your team, within your team. Very, very great. So how does it work again? As you see here, you get a prospect interested, you add them to a private group, you then, of course, add him or tag him to a pin and post. A video could be a testimonial you want them to see, whatever you have talked prior, and then you open this group chat messenger, okay? Where you add at least 2 or 3 people from your upline. You don't have an upline, or you don't know your upline, or you don't work with your upline. Well, reach out, upline. Somewhere will be there. I mean, so definitely this is the case. I mean, we have people here, I mean, as perfect example, brothers are here. Well, his upline is not there. So, well, eventually I was there, right? So I'm now dealing direct. This is okay, because at the end of the day, I wanted you have results. See, I'm only going to be successful if you are successful. I can't do the business for you, but I can certainly help you. This is really, really key. So there's lots of things in the training I can cover, but I don't have the time and you don't have the time. So I'm going to really rush through that. So I'm going to, first of all, of course, go with you through the steps, and then we're going to go to the group that you actually see. What is the group? Am I in this group? Am I tagging people into the group? Am I actually adding people to this group? So keep it simple, follow these exact steps. It's only 5 steps. 1, use magic words. We're going to talk about that. And you're going to get lots of scripts and guides. Use magic words to attract prospects and leads. Use magic words. Then step 2, connect with the lead, with the prospect, build a rapport, and trust, of course, with the prospect, using what we call the icebreaker and turn them into an active prospect. You see, before the day of internet and all this stuff, well, it could take, you know, time until you meet somebody, then, you know, you get sort of meet them maybe for coffee, you get sort of warm, you talk, but, you know, maybe it's going to take another 7 times to follow up, because usually it can take up to 7 times to follow up until this person make action. Well, now at our fingertips, we have here, which is social media. So we have so much time, basically, so many avenues in order to get in touch and to follow up. Step 3, invite your prospect to see the opportunity by having them join our Make Wealth Real Facebook group. That is the Facebook group. We join them once they agreed that they are okay with us adding them to the group and with us tagging them into a specific post. Only once they have agreed, we actually adding them. We don't just randomly adding them. No, we just add them once they have agreed. Okay. Now, step 4, follow up and close. And note and understand, this only works if you did build rapport first. If you didn't build rapport, it's never gonna happen. And 5, plug the newest team member, the newest affiliate into our ATM system and duplicate the process. Guess what? It's a magic word, by the way. Guess what? So when you have this chat message going, and the person who has reviewed the videos and is now asking questions, well, you're the new person, you don't know how to handle those. That's why you have your upline. You don't know how to handle, well, oh, I don't have money. Well, you know, I have to think about, oh, I have to talk to my spouse about it. Oh, you know, yeah, I'm not sure if I have the time. You don't know how to handle that. Your upline does. And now you have a guide here with this guide that you also can, because all this is actually covered. All those questions, any objection ever in the world coming up is actually in this guide. You have it as your fingertips. And these are objection handling, which is proven. I have been working with this since almost 13 years. It's proven, it works every single time. But you're the new person. It's impossible to be able to learn all those different kinds of objections. What can you do? You can have it at your phone. You can have this there. You can have tagged your upline in, or you can just take the script and just look, well, what is the objection say? Okay, well, I just post this, copy, post. Easy, done, simple. And eventually, if you copy post the same objections 10,000 times, it will anyway be in your memory. This is how we learn. All right, so the ATM prospecting formula, what I encourage everybody, again, you are here because what? You want to make more money? You need to make more money. You want to have extra savings. You want to pay the college for your children. You want to make an extra holiday. You want to retire yourself. Whatever your goal is, well, you got to do some action steps. So we have what we call a 5-5-3 prospecting formula, meaning it's a method of operation that we of course add or connect or reconnect with 5 people at least per day. Yes, then we ask the question, if they are open, if we can add them to the group. You ask the question 5 times a day, and 3, of course, people, of course, eventually will actually go or come into your ATM system. So this is this strategy. Now, leaders, of course, they don't do 5, they do 10. They do 10 people a day. And let's face it, how many people do you have on your Facebook? Check your Facebook. And again, this is not just working for Facebook. This is working for Instagram. This is working for LinkedIn. We just focus on Facebook because most people are on Facebook. Since most people are on Facebook, well, why not helping and showing people to make money via Facebook, right? So again, a leader would actually start at least 10 contacts a day. So when you look at, I have thousands of people on my Facebook. Do you really think I have talked to all of them? No, I haven't. So I'm working still on my list of people to talk to. So I'm sure you have so many people. You may even have followers. Have you really talked to them? Do they know what you are doing, what you're up to? Or don't they? Well, if you never show them, if you never ask them, how can they? No. And so really, really key. We're, of course, going to show you how to get new people, new friends, how to add new friends. We're going to show you all of that, just not in this training right now. There's other trainings for that. I want to go as quick as possible so that you get and understand what you DMO, your daily method of operation, should be from now on forwards, if you have the desire to make some extra money. Only if you don't, then that's okay. Now, I also want you to implement that strategy for at least 30 days straight. 30 days straight. I want you to do this formula at least for 30 days straight. Why? Well, because see, when you start this, like we do it maybe 1 day, 2 days, well, then the 3rd day, you have a little bit of a headache. You don't do it. Now the 4th day, you're doing again, but you don't do 5, you just do 2. No, you got to do it the way we teach you. Why? Because if you want to see those results, if you want to get head started, well, you got to do that. And that's why we're showing you how to do it in 1 hour. Okay, so make this commitment if you truly want to change how things are, and if you don't want to have the same things over and over, because as Einstein said, this is actually insanity, doing the same stuff over and over. So implement the strategy right away for 30 days. So let's go into this business power hour, 1 hour a day. What do I do? Well, in this power hour, 1 hour a day, I want you to do a few things. That is, of course, we have building blocks, which we want to build in. You can have 0 interruption. No. So that means if you are having whatever husband or spouse or whoever is doing this business, so you got to tell your husband or your spouse, look, for 30 days, I need 1 hour only to myself, no interruptions, no phone ringing, no stove which is cooking I need to turn off, no wash machine I have to turn on. No, 1 hour. I need 1 hour to get this business started for 30 days in a row. I need that time. And you got to deal with your spouse, with your husband, and you got to get this hour somehow. And what you do in this hour, you work in 15 minutes building blocks. So you got to have a timer, a stopwatch. You got to have that. So you put your timer, you put your stopwatch, and you do 15 minutes. You do reach out to 5 or 10 new contacts, conversation. You add them to your network. You could reach out, of course, to people you haven't followed up with 6 months, or at least not been talking to 6 months or longer. So you just basically start a chat, and I show you how to do that as well, of course. That's all you do, 15 minutes. Now, you don't need to people straight away coming back. No, You have a target to reach. Your target to reach is what? 5 to 10 contacts. 5 to 10 contacts you need in this 15 minutes to send a message, to rebuild. Yes, it doesn't mean necessarily straight away in this first 15 minutes that you do a conversation already. Not necessary. Okay, now we go to number 2, 15 minutes to prospect and ask open questions. Now you going to ask some questions, and I'm going to show you that as well. That's what you do. 15 minutes with your 5, 6, 7 or 10 people, you do only that. Prospect and ask open questions. 15 minutes, you do follow-up. Let's say you have put them into the ATM strategy, they're watching videos, they're reviewing videos. Now you have 15 minutes and you don't have 60, no, you have 15 minutes. That's why the timer, where you do follow up with them. Have you watched this video? Can I add you to this chat message where I have some of my people who are working, building this business with me? I have a script for that for you too. So how to do that you don't say the wrong words. And of course, then you adapt them to yourself. But this is all what you do. So in this 15 minutes here on part number 3, you're not reaching out to new people, okay? If these new people come back to you, want to have a conversation, no. You are following up in this 15 minutes. Intentional, okay? Now, in the other building block, 15 minutes, you ask for referrals. So all the people who have been through the ATM process, etc., and maybe they're not interested, not the right time, not yet, not now, and so on. Ask for referrals. Hey, understand, yes, right now it's not the time for you, or I understand it's not for you. I understand you're already doing other stuff and very successful. Look, but you may know of somebody, this could be something. You may know of somebody, who would like to, have some extra money, have some savings, get some assets. So you ask for referrals in that last part, and you only do that. You don't do any of those other steps. You only do 15 minutes there. Okay, so checklist what you need: a Facebook account, a computer, a smartphone, obviously, persistence to not quit, don't quit, and of course the timer and the stopwatch. Now, of course, when you invite prospects, of course, well, very natural. You feel anxiety and you are scared, you are nervous. Well, I remember myself. I'm a very introvert person. I'm not outward. You think you see me here, I'm speaking. Yes, I'm speaking to you. Absolutely. Yes, I walked on stage, on many stages. In fact, thousands of people. I think my biggest presentation was, this was actually back for a corporation I worked, was the biggest one was 50,000 people. And I had to host it. This was for New Year's back in the day. And that was scary. It was scary. I'm an introvert, yet I could learn that. So that means you can learn that as well. All right. So now the question is, should you build rapport first? Should you get straight to the point? Depends. Each situation is different. Each prospect is different. There is no one approach which works for everybody. No, it's not. So we got to, of course, that's why we learn how to communicate, and eventually get better, and you get better, and you get better. And I've put so many scripts into that. You choose what you like, but you got to try. You got to try. I mean, you got to do it. So you see, if you have all those scripts and you learn them all by memory, or you have them, but you never talk, you never actually reach out to somebody, you never actually apply, you can never get good at it. Never. It's not possible. You got to actually do it. You got to actually try those examples I'm giving you. Yeah, really, really key. Key importance. I mean, you see so many people, they always say they got to prepare to be, I mean, Dr. Blue says it's best. I forgot what he says a great way. They prepare to be prepared. No. You want to make money tomorrow, or you want to make money today? You want to make money tomorrow? You want to make money today? Hello? Today, right? You want to help people tomorrow or today? Today. See? If you know that your currency will not exist tomorrow, and today you still have the chance, to make aware a lot of people, when are you going to do it? Tomorrow, when it's too late, or today? Today, right? So again, you got everything is, every person is different. We have different personalities. So when you talk to a stranger, of course, you talk to him differently than you to your best mate, right? So very, very important. That's why, you know, I always say, like, well, look at who this person is. You can do so many things on Facebook, find out, and so on. And even when you reach out to people which you haven't talked to six months ago, you can see, well, what are they up to in Facebook? So you already have it in your mind. You already see sort of what they're doing, but you're reaching out to them. Hey, buddy, how are you? You know, with all those things going on right now with COVID, how have you been? I was thinking about you. That's it. It's not a sales pitch. I'm caring about the person. What is he doing? And I'm just looking if he's coming back to me. If not, I may reach out again, or I don't. That's it. We have, what, 8 billion people. Is not a shortage of people, which we have out there, right? So expert tip, don't spend too much time chit-chatting. Don't do that, because you have targets you need to reach. Remember, we have 1 hour, and depending on the conversation, you can then decide to ask the question or not regarding the products and opportunity. Now, understand, when I say we have 1 hour, that means, of course, this is what we want to teach and what we duplicate. Now, I spend more hours in my business. This is my full-time profession. That is what I do. I do not do any other things. That is what I do. But in the beginning, I had very little time because I had 2 jobs. I had to get rid of my second job and then rid of getting my first job. So I had very little time in the beginning. But then, of course, as I was making more money, eventually, of course, I could quit one of these jobs, and then, of course, the second. But now, of course, so my time goes into training, educating, helping people, being on the phone, being in chats, being in presentations with my team, right? But just a very smarter way than it was years back. So now I don't have to drive for 3 hours in the afternoon to Belgium, let's say, because this is one of my drives I would do almost every weekend, and then do the presentation and have sometimes up to 100 people in the home event, and you know, everybody excited. At the end, you still chat a little bit because you have a little bit doing the bonding and stuff like that, and then you drive home, and I'm at home, you know what, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 a.m. So, and then of course in the morning already people calling this and this and that. So it's not anymore this way. It's, so I of course have now way more free time, right? But so this 1 hour is this 1 hour building block. It doesn't mean that you don't spend maybe 2 or 3 hours in this business. This could be. It all depends, of course, how your business is growing. As more your business is growing, as more people you have duplicating, obviously you've got to have also time eventually for them. This is why we need systems to plug in that, of course, you spend as less time possible, and you instead plug them into system that they actually do learn. And because at the beginning, we don't have that much time. And in the beginning, your DMO, your daily method operation, your main focus, your main time is spent in, again, talking to people, you know, getting prospects to look your products, or look, of course, the presentation. That is with you most of your time. Later on, once you have a team of 50 people or plus, well, of course, then 20-30% of your time is going to probably going into team training, but not before that, maybe 100 people, right? And then eventually it will turn around that 70% of your time, like right now for me, is actually going into helping people. And of course, 30% of my time is going to myself, growing the team and prospecting and recruiting. This is the way, just as it is. So now the question, of course, people ask, should you lead with a product or should you lead with the opportunity? Again, it depends. See, I believe, and we believe, and what I have seen is most successful, and is most people are wanting to do the product. Most people will be interested in a product, the gold, silver, of course, now store. Not everybody's an entrepreneur. Not everybody wants to build a business. Not everybody, believe it or not, wants to make money part-time or even full-time, or not everybody wants that. So the easier way to duplicate is with the products, leading with the products. But really important. You know, you got to look at what does excite you most. See, when I learned about this business, see what I learned about gold or silver, it was really such an eye-opener to me. And I just got it. I said, this is why I'm stuck. This is why I'm making all this money, but I never get it to grow. So it really was this wake-up call, this big wake-up call I had. And because of Philip Judge, obviously, you know, and Bill Rowell, our founder and CEO of Utopianglobal. So the two of them, you know, they really helped me in this journey. I'm forever, ever grateful, because I achieved financial freedom because of that, because of Utopianglobal, because of this business vehicle, because of those wonderful people. Wouldn't it have been for them opening up my eyes, giving me a vehicle, you know, I probably would be still in this rat race, because, believe it or not, nobody ever approached me for network marketing. Isn't that funny? Nobody ever approached me. So that's a true fact. But so let's go and check out, of course, some of the scripts which I have prepared for you. And again, you get this guide. So I'm not going to go over all that. I'm just giving you, because you can read, because you know how to read, so you can go through yourself. So important, the scripts, you're going to make them your own, okay? These scripts are only guidelines. Tweak them, try them out, make them fit to your personality. Speak how you would naturally speak to a friend. You can't, you know, say something which your friend is going to say, I think now she's going to sell me something. No, speak naturally. Okay, don't try to be somebody else you're actually not. And of course, be super excited. I mean, people feel your face. People feel your energy. You see, they feel that. They feel when an energy is fake. They feel that. They feel if you are naturally excited or not. And that's the point. If you are not excited, forget it. They're not going to join you. They're just not. If you, yeah, I think this is a good presentation. No. I think it's a good product. No, you got to be excited. Very, very key. So, and what also I found is using audio recorder will have very much more impact when you catch up with people, when you reach out to people. Let's say, so now you're doing the 5-5-3 strategy or 10 contacts, whatever you set yourself here to target, and you're reaching out to people, maybe you didn't reach out for half year. Well, send them check them up here and send them a voice message. That's it. Hey, John, you know, was just thinking of you the other day. Saw you post on Facebook, really liked it. How have you been? You know, with all those things that's going around with coronavirus, I hope you're well. That's it. That's it. Nothing else. You wait until it's coming back. You reach out to the next. Simple. Difficult? No. So let's go into the scripts here. I just want to go over that, want to go over 2 or 3 scripts here. Pretty simple. So, hey, name, of course. Hey, John, let's say, how are things? How have you been? I was thinking of you with all the things going on in the world right now. And then you just, again, as I said, wait until they respond and engage in the question. Now, pro tip, don't sit and wait there until John responds. No, you don't have the time, remember? Okay, and what you have to do is connect, catch up, compliment, ask the question. And let's say now John is coming back, yeah, I've been fine, all good, whatever he's saying. Well, you know, John, how things are getting so expensive nowadays and people having really a hard time to put money aside for emergency or even to save. So I wanted to run a quick idea by you. Now, of course, that depends also what John said. If John said, well, you know, things are going so, you know, I mean, it's really tough right now. Or, well, yeah, I mean, it's true. I mean, coronavirus has really hit us hard. Or, well, you know what, I'm actually out of my business. I started another business, or whatever they say, you got to, of course, adapt to according what they say. But most likely, most likely, people do what? complain, right? People complain. That's the way it is. People complain. They complain about the weather. They complain about the spouse. They complain about the husband. They complain about the kids. They complain about the employer. They complain. Correct? So, well, while people complain, you then have, of course, a perfect entry. Well, what are you going to do about that? Right? Well, you know how things are getting now. It's so expensive. And in fact, well, you know how is actually a magic word. That's a magic word. Well, you know how things are getting so expensive right now with all, you know, those prices increasing because of this coronavirus. And so, you know, and people have really a hard time to just, you know, stay afloat. Well, I wanted to run a quick idea by you. I just joined a Facebook community that's focused on financial health and well-being, and I'm getting a lot out of it, you know. Since I'm following their strategies, I'm improving my well-being and my finances, and I already have been able to build a nest egg, a savings plan. I already have been able to cut down my debt. I already have been able to pay out my outstanding bills. I couldn't take so long, or basically couldn't pay before, etc. Whatever you say. So you basically are edifying, well, what this already has done for you. And you can even add a testimony in there. You know what? Some of my friends have been able to even pay their complete school tuition, or have been able to even completely pay off their credit card debt, whatever. Well, you know, let me know if you like to check it out as well, and I add you to it. If no, no worries. I love seeing you in here. That's it. It's not complicated. Very, very simple. Let's go to next testimony. Or no, let's go first. If your friend comes, of course, back and says, well, what is it? What is it about? What's the product? What's the community? Or maybe the person just says, John says, yeah, sure, add me. Why not? And then you simply add them to the Facebook group. You tag them into an announcement post, and you send them a following private message. Hey, John, look, I added you to the Make Wealth Real Facebook community. Now, in order that you can see actually the content, you have to accept the invite. Let me know once you have done so I can tag you in a couple of videos I want you to watch that explain more about the products and the way to build and grow your wealth or get rid of your debt. Is that okay? Okay, yes, sure. So look, I started this plan, John, to be able to not only have a savings plan or get rid of my debt, whatever you say there, or build and grow and compound wealth, so I can retire earlier. And I'm really blown away by the results I'm getting. Also, if you are open to earn an extra income by sharing these results, just like I am, well, let me know, and I can get you that info as well. You see? So, and you don't go into Q&A if John now has Q&A. No, you don't. Don't go into Q&A before. They need to watch the video first. They need to read the announcement, the post first, okay? You can always, guys, if you can just basically mute yourself.
So that's what residual means. Not guaranteed, but an additional blessing on top of blessing.
Guys, if you could just mute yourself, that would be fantastic. Whoever is there on the phone, that would be nice if you could mute yourself. All right. Now I'm sharing my screen again. Apologize for that. All right. So now, again, the pro tip was that you can always leverage your upline leaders to help your questions answered and maybe even talk to your customers and prospects about, okay? So let me go into my next one here. Let me go into the business script. Okay, let me go in here, business script. Hey, John, how are things? How have you been? You know, I was thinking of you about with all those things going on right now in the world and so many people either losing their job or going out of business. And you wait for a response, you catch up, you compliment, you ask a question. You know how prices are really increased lately since the virus? And that's why really most people know that having an extra income could actually be pretty much useful. Well, I just joined a Facebook community, John, that's focused on building, protecting, and growing wealth, and I'm getting a lot out of it. I thought some of my friends would enjoy it too. Since I'm following the strategies, I'm improving my well-being of my finance, and I already have been able to build a nest egg cut down a debt, pay my outstanding bills, whatever you want to add there, right? And so on. Let me know if you'd like to check it out, and I add you too. If no, no worries. I love seeing you in here. Very simple. And again, let's say your friend responds back. What is it about? What's the product? What's the opportunity? Sure, add me. Well, hey, John, look, I just added you to a group. In order for you to see the content, same stuff, you have to accept the invite. Let me know once you have, so I can tag you in a couple of videos that explain more about the product, the company, and the way to build and grow your wealth. You know, John, the beauty is all you have to do is add people to the exact same group. I'm adding you to. I know you said you were going to look at the videos tonight, so I'm going to follow up with you tomorrow if that is okay. Look, I'm going to also introduce you, if you're right with that, to some of the individuals I'm actually working with. And then you edify your leadership. And again, you don't go into the Q&A before they have watched the video. And they already know that you're going to introduce them to some of the individuals you work with. Pretty simple. And of course, we have more scripts, plenty of more information. What do you say when, how to set up your Facebook Messenger chat, and actually how to do that. So you set up your message with your group. Hey, John, I just wanted to follow up with you to see if you got a chance to check out the group and watch any of the videos. I'd also like you to introduce to a few individuals we work. You edify your leaders, and then you introduce everyone. Hey, Steve, Susan, Sandra, your leaders. Me, John, he's a great friend of mine right now. He's running a whatever business or working at whatever job, and is looking at potentially starting a business leveraging Facebook. There you go. Simple. That's simple. Everybody can do that. And then, of course, you know, we have the closing, and I can go into detail, but we don't have the time. I want to actually cut it out here. So we have the closing. Are you ready to, of course, master your close? Well, what do you like most you saw? Well, tell me more about that. Why did you like that? Well, where on a scale of 1 to 10 are you? Are you ready to get started now with a top pack? I mean, you know, so very simple. You look, of course, what then John is saying. So when John is saying, well, yeah, look, I'm at a 4, I'm a 5, I'm a 10, you know, you have your upline to help you with responding, right? But you got to pop the question. You got to ask the question, where on the scale of 1 to 10 are you? You see, where are you? Because if you never ask that question, you know, well, chances are I'm not going to ask you, right? So where on a scale of 1 to 10 are you? 10 being you're ready to get started right now with the top pack. 1 being you just want to be a customer, fine. And then, of course, you can add, are you coachable? Well, yeah, great, let's get you started. Can I tell you what info you need to get started first? And that's it. So very, very simple. You can even ask them, where are you on a scale of 1 to 10 in a very simple, straightforward way, which when you do that gives you this, you know, this first clue where they are really at. So when you ask those questions, but again, if you don't ask it, well, you don't. And of course, we have many other closing examples in this guide as well, because again, there's many different possibilities how to close. There's many different objections, and you find them all in here, which I'm going to give you. So with that, I'm going to just stop share my screen, and then I'm going to show you the Facebook group, because it's important that you guys know, obviously, where this group is. So let me just go back here to Make Wealth Real. That's the group we just started for that purpose. Share screen. All right, here I go. This is the group Making Wealth Real. This is a private group. Every affiliate who wants to build a business should be in the group. Why? Because then you see when your prospects are actually coming in, when you're adding them, right? So what happens if a prospect said no, is not interested, and so on? Should he stay in the group? He could, but he doesn't have to. So you can tell him, well, you can leave the group. Now, if you get a feeling that he's just in there because he wants to recruit or wants to do something because of, no, you just can take him out. Pretty simple. Tell the administrator, please take person such and such out. You know, that's also fine. Now we have a group rules, of course, of there. So we have, of course, pinned post here, but you know, maybe it's just a testimony they need to see. Maybe, you know, they just need to see a certain information. We have basically a lot in here. We're adding more and more and more and more testimonies, of course, in there. And you can just tag them into it. So if people like say, well, you know, do you have a team in America? Who can I plug into America? Or who is there that, you know, that is really having some success? Well, we have, of course, we're going to have some testimonies from America as well in there. Well, who is actually building the business in the UK? Who I can get a little bit inspired or edify or work with? So we have that. So, you know, really, really important. You're as an affiliate, you've got to be in that group. But in this group, we're just adding prospects. This group, there's not going to be business training in there. No, there's not. We have this in the affiliate group. Yes. Here is only going to be for prospects in that they see the information. Yes. The other one is, of course, the different affiliate groups, and of course, the different teams have their own groups. Dr. Blue has his group in America where he coaches, trains, and so on. So that's basically the training. Thank you so much for listening. I hope that you got value out of it. And I'm going to stop the recording now. So thank you so much for being